Decision 2020 still undecided. We're tracking the big races and updating the vote counting process across battleground Arizona.
COVID-19 continues to be a big issue in our state as new cases rise dramatically today.
Today, record-breaking heat. This weekend, winter. We're tracking a dramatic dip in temperatures just days away.
12 News at 5 starts right now.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. We have a lot of news to get to, like uncounted ballots, election protests, and a presidency that is still up for grabs.
Decision 2020 still being decided as we speak. Let's take a look at the presidential race numbers in Arizona. This is not the national number, but the Arizona number. And right now, Joe Biden is up by about 68,000 votes. For the latest, let's check in with Team 12's Bram Resnick. And Bram, what can you tell us tonight?
Well, let's start at the top of the ticket with the presidential race. When will that race be decided? Democratic nominee Joe Biden leads President Donald Trump by about 65,000 votes. That shrunk from a lead of 220,000 votes on election night. The president playing catch-up. He needs to win almost 60% of the remaining 440,000 ballots to tie the former vice president. Now, if Maricopa County maintains its current pace of ballot counting, we could know the winner as soon as Friday night. We hear this all the time. What is taking so long with the ballot count? The answer, close races in Arizona always take this long, and that's because hundreds of thousands of ballots are left after Election Day. Here's why. It's a trade-off. We allow Arizona voters to return early ballots through Election Day, but early ballots take time to process. The signatures have to be verified, and there's much more. We could have results election night, but you'd have to return your early ballot much earlier. And if President Trump is catching up to Joe Biden, why isn't Senator Martha McSally gaining ground on Mark Kelly? Kelly leads McSally by 120,000 votes in their U.S. Senate race. That's almost double Biden's lead on Trump. Kelly declared victory on election night, McSally not conceding, but she's not catching up fast enough. That reflects the disconnect we've seen in polls for months. McSally's numbers lower than the president's. At Trump's final rally just last week in Goodyear, he appeared to belittle the senator. And former astronaut Mark Kelly's apparent victory would give Arizona 2 Democratic senators for the first time in almost 70 years. Let's send it back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Bram. So now we're going to get over to our 12 News Bullhorn question. Which state do you think will be the difference maker in the presidential race? Will it be our state of Arizona? Will it be Nevada, Pennsylvania, Georgia, or North Carolina?
And most of you are picking Pennsylvania. Of course, they have that huge glut of electoral votes when it's decided. You can continue to vote at 12news.com/bullhorn.
And the Maricopa County Voting Center is still working to process hundreds of thousands of votes. We're expecting new results from them tonight around 7 p.m.
Team 12's Josh Sanders went inside the voting center and joins us live with what's going on. Josh?
Hey, Mark. Well, yeah, I'm joined by Erica Flores, the Deputy Director of Communications for the Maricopa County Elections Department, and obviously all eyes on Maricopa County across the nation as we still have 280,000 votes to be counted here. Walk us through, as our cameraman shows our viewers what's going on right now, walk us through the process of what is going on right now with these workers as they process these remaining ballots.
So the video that you're seeing now, we have teams of differing political parties. And so what they're doing is, for example, a voter needs to fill in an oval on the ballot in order for our tabulation machines to be able to read what their vote is. So if they are putting check marks, circling their vote, or if they are putting initials by their vote, that's an example of what these teams of differing parties are looking at. They're looking at the screens of those contests that the tabulation equipment couldn't easily read so that they can determine, they have to decide together what the voter's intent was.
So in other words, they are working diligently to look at every vote and make sure every vote was done correctly and is secure. You have, protesters outside that questioning, the security of the vote. But this is something that you guys are used to. Usually the vote here in Maricopa County, it takes several days.
Yes, it is normal for that process to take several days because we do want to make sure that every valid vote is counted. So it starts with the early ballots with a signature verification where we have people who are looking at that signature, comparing it to the signature that we have on file for that registered voter, making sure that it's a match. And when they determine it's a match, then we can move it to the processing teams, and that is also teams of different political parties that are working together to separate the ballot from that envelope and then bring it here to the tabulation room.
Erica Forrest, thank you so much. And we can expect that ballot drop around 7 p.m. And again, can you confirm just one today, correct?
Yes, just one today around 7 p.m.
Okay.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much. We're going to throw it back to you.
All right, Josh, thanks. Well, let's talk about the Sharpie situation because it has become such a huge issue. The Maricopa County Board of Elections says that if you used a Sharpie on your ballot and you filled it out correctly, it should be counted even if the marker bleeds through.
But the Arizona Attorney General's office is now investigating after it got hundreds of complaints. Team 12's Mitch Carr joins us live with those details. Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Mark and Caribe, good evening. I know this is a little bit confusing. It's all happening right now. In fact, I'm listening to this hearing today about the Sharpie lawsuit on my phone as we're going live here. But here is the latest. As you mentioned, the Maricopa County Department of Elections says using a Sharpie is fine. The Secretary of State for the whole state of Arizona says using a Sharpie on your ballot was not only fine, it's actually recommended by the manufacturer of the voting machines because the ink dries so quickly. Even the Attorney General, who said he was originally going to look into this, said today in a tweet that he believes what the Secretary of State had to say about the Sharpies, that he's confident in what she said, that there is nothing bad going on, so he's going to trust that. However, there are a group of voters in Maricopa County who do not believe what the Attorney General said, who do not believe what the Secretary of State said, and that's what this lawsuit is about. It was filed yesterday. The first hearing, like I said, is wrapping up right now, and what it centers on is there is a group of voters who believe that because they were given a Sharpie by poll workers, that their vote was not actually counted. They have lost faith in the use of a Sharpie to count their ballots despite all evidence to the contrary. So what this hearing is doing right now is it is allowing parties to join it. The Arizona Democratic Party has joined on the side of Maricopa County as a defendant in this lawsuit, and the Trump campaign, as well as the Republican National Committee, has joined to join the plaintiffs and say that these votes, there needs to be some fix here. There needs to be some way for these folks who voted with a Sharpie to make sure that their votes counted. Now, what the judge has said, the judge is Margaret Mahoney. This is taking place in Maricopa Superior Court. What she just ordered is that everyone just submit a timeline by noon tomorrow, no later, that says exactly what they want done and when. The Trump campaign's attorney said he would like to draw this out potentially 2 weeks. The Democratic Party and the attorney for the county said they want to file a motion to dismiss as early as tomorrow. So that's where we are right now with this lawsuit. One side wants to dismiss, one side wants to string it out. What happens is going to be determined as of tomorrow. Reporting live, clearly from my house, Mitch Carr, 12 News.
At least you have a friend there. All right, Mitch, thanks. Ahead on 12 News at 5, we'll have an update on the condition of Maricopa County Attorney Alistair Adele, who was hospitalized on election night as the numbers in that race continue to tighten.
And we're keeping track of COVID numbers on the rise here in Arizona and the hospital bed capacity next.
It was a record-setting day across Arizona, and we had the hottest day ever in November in Phoenix this afternoon. Just shy of the century mark. These are our 5 o'clock readings. A big cool down in store for the weekend, including rain and snow chances across the state. Your full forecast is minutes away.
It is time now to get you up to speed on stories developing at 5 o'clock. The race for county attorney changing with results, new results coming in, but that is being overshadowed by the hospitalization of the incumbent Alistair Adele. A spokesperson said that Adele underwent emergency surgery for bleeding in the brain on election night. She is in serious but stable condition. Her competitor tweeted well wishes for Alistair's speedy recovery. And the results stand right now. Alistair leads Democrat Julie Gunnigal. The county attorney's office is being overseen by Adele's top deputy, Ken Vick. Turning now to new COVID-19 numbers being released by the Arizona Department of Health, showing there are now more than 250,000 cases of COVID-19 in our state and nearly 6,100 deaths. On the hospital front, only 14% of regular and ICU beds are currently available, and you are now up to speed. Coming up next on 12 News at 5, Santa made an early stop in the Valley today. We'll show you where and why.
And it's the 28th year for our big Turkey Tuesday donation drive. It helps feed families in need in our community. You can donate $15 by just texting TURKEY to 474747. Go to 12news.com/Turkey Tuesday, or you can make a donation at any register at a Bashas', AJ's, or Food City store. Well, today, a great tradition continued in the Valley. The giant Christmas tree goes up in Anthem every year. This is the 19th year for it. The fresh-cut Christmas tree was delivered to Santa's cottage in Anthem with the help of the industrial crane. The giant 70-foot-tall, 20-foot-wide white fir was put into place. Once it's decorated with 1.5 miles of LED lights, the tree will weigh about 4 tons. And on top, a copper star will be placed to pay tradition to Arizona's official medal. The tree lighting is set for November 21st.
And Lindsay, you saw Santa there was all smiles, but there is no way. No way. It was 99 degrees out there today.
Yes, Santa would be a little warm.
Yeah, he must have been burning up.
You need to put him in shorts or something. Well, we are going to get cooler, and we actually do have some winter weather for the high country in store for the upcoming weekend. We're starting to see some cirrus clouds fill the sky. This is a photo from this afternoon out in Quartzsite. A lot of times when you see clouds like this, these cirrus clouds, it can indicate a pattern change over the next 24 to 48 hours, which is exactly what we are going to see. As we take a look at our records, and we had a couple out there today. In Phoenix, we topped out at 99. It set a record not only for the day, but it has been the warmest November day we've ever seen. Likewise in Tucson, the warmest day in November we've ever seen, as we topped out at 94 degrees this afternoon. Here's our current readings around the state right now. 68 in Springerville, as well as in Window Rock. Prescott's coming in at 75. Clouds will increase tomorrow, but we will stay dry. The breeze will pick up just a bit, but temperatures will remain above average, as we'll top out at 85 in Safford, 93 tomorrow in Tucson, 75 in Prescott, and 71 up toward the Grand Canyon. Here's those clouds, wind speeds picking up for sure. We'll get a little bit of moisture on the map by Saturday morning. This will be isolated. The coverage will go up as Saturday wears on, but the coverage will be the greatest up across the high country Saturday afternoon. As that cold front passes, we'll see rain change over to snow, first around 8,000 feet, and that snow level will drop to about 5,000 feet by Sunday morning. So we can see some slick spots in the high country by Sunday morning. The heaviest precipitation will happen Sunday night, so that's when roadways will be the most hazardous. As far as snow totals for the high country, above 6,000 feet, we're looking at anywhere between 6 to 12 inches of snow. So you can see areas like Flagstaff, Payson, Pinetop, Lakeside, all impacted by this. If you live anywhere between 5 and 6,000 feet, anywhere from 1 to 5 inches. Under 5,000 feet, a trace of snow. As far as rain is concerned, we're not going to get a deluge in the valley, but we are looking at about 1/10 of an inch or less. So at least we're getting something we desperately needed, as all of our state now is in a drought situation. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast, beginning with Flagstaff, and you can see some very chilly temperatures. That's going to be coupled with 30 and 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts for the high country. Snow showers Sunday and Monday there. Some pretty significant wind chills. In Tucson, we'll hit 93 again tomorrow. 80s this weekend, at least to start, and then 50s by next Monday with a few rain showers in the forecast. And in Phoenix, we'll drop down to the 60s as well, with an isolated shower chance each day between Saturday and Monday, but the majority of those 3 days will be dry.
All right. Thanks, Lindsay. Kirsten joins us now with a story that is bound to put a smile on your face. Hey, Kirsten.
Yeah, Mark, bound to make your heart happy, as I like to say. Well, we all know what happened out at State Farm Stadium the last time the Cardinals took the field. A thrilling win over the Seahawks, but few know what went on at the stadium the day before. It was a meetup years in the making that would forever change the lives of 2 families.
Hi. Get to see who kind of saved my life, who helped change my family's life for the first time.
20-year-old Quincy Lassiter is finally getting to meet the woman who saved his life 4 years ago, while also getting the chance to honor his late father and former Cardinal, Kwame Lassiter.
I thought it was really meaningful because the Bidwells were there throughout my journey ever since I was young and kind of grew up with them, so it's kind of nice for them to let us use the stadium as a meeting spot.
Quincy spent much of his childhood in pain and in and out of hospitals due to sickle cell disease. The only cure, a bone marrow transplant.
Once we see a lot of more people get cured of sickle cell, we took that as like an opportunity to go ahead and try it.
But in order to get the transplant, you have to find a match. And that match was then 19-year-old Texas State University student Bree Randall.
When they told me that I was the match, I was like, yes, like 1,000 times, I'll do it. And they hadn't even explained what I was doing. They just told me that I was his match. And I was like, I don't care. I'll do it, whatever it is.
Bree's selfless donation just 2 days before her 20th birthday helped save Quincy's life. He's now sickle cell free.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Because we saw each other, it was like, hey, like old friends or something.
A meeting years in the making. Bree and Quincy now say they'll always be a part of each other's lives.
I guess I wanted him to know that I wanted to donate and that I wasn't like scared or anything like that. Like it was just a very natural response.
She was like almost a perfect match for me. And not everyone gets that perfect match. And just glad I'm able to share my story.
Two extraordinary young people right there. Bree now works with children with learning disabilities and is back in school to get her master's in social work while Quincy is going to school for graphic design. And Mark, I think that you can agree with me on this one. They both have very bright futures ahead of them.
Absolutely huge hearts, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention Kwame Lassiter, his dad. Just such a gentleman, obviously just a great athlete on the field, but more than that, just a good human being. Thanks, Kirsten.
Coming up next, we'll show you where this little French bulldog was elected mayor. And finally tonight, this is so cute, a canine candidate becomes mayor.
this is happening in Kentucky. Wilbur the Frenchie was elected the mayor of a small town there. Wilbur edging out some fierce competitors like Smokey the Rooster and Stella the Cat. The town has reportedly elected a dog mayor every 4 years since the 90s.
Well, the residents casting their vote by donating to the local historical society. However, there is no word yet on what Mayor Wilbur's first order of business will be. We'll have to keep you updated.
It does have a demand of no phones. Thanks, everyone. We hope to see you right back here at 6. Are you all going to a funeral after this, or what's going on with the black dresses?
Oh, goodness.
It might be. I mean, the results might come in today. It might be a funeral.